Hello everyone, this is Ron with episode 9 of my full playthrough of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I'm going to continue working through this today. Let's take a quick look at the map. Just came out of the reverse marble gallery last time. Gonna think about finishing clearing that up and then just kinda moving forward, moving through things. I do not think that I'll be beating it this episode, but possibly the next or maybe the one after that. It kind of depends on just how quickly I move through things, but since I do have the Poisonous Mist transformation, that is really not too much of a concern at this point. And then actually, just real quick before I go much farther, I'm just going to take a little look at the map here, just to make sure that I'm sure of my route through this. Interesting, I didn't actually get hit by the Nova Skeleton's weapon. Okay, you're gonna remember this area from last time. Oh no, I will take the damage to not lose my diamonds. Should I not really hit those right now, but of course I have it. And Poisonous Mist makes that section so much easier. Oh, ouch. See, he got me with that. And you see how much that hurts. Those enemies are big glass cannon. And you see this setup here? How it's like those spike trap things and Nova Skeletons? Without the Poisonous Mist, it can be an absolute nightmare to get through that section of the hallway. Just ridiculous. Because you have to time your jumps so that you can avoid the spike traps, but then also attack the Nova Skeletons, otherwise you're just going to take big damage, and it's really going to hurt you. How does that look? Yeah, see, the reverse marble gallery tends to have some of the trickier areas to navigate through, but if you know what you're doing, you can get through it okay. Let's see, trying to think of things to keep talking about. Really kind of running out at this point. So there may be long stretches of silence. Already talked about the Bat Familiar. I haven't really talked about the familiars too much, actually. Actually, this room, these guys, they're essentially powered up versions of an enemy we encountered earlier. But they are also, the gold armored guys, they are also actually the enemy that gives the most experience in terms of most experience per kill, and they are typically very tough to kill because they have very high defenses, and killing them is just a matter of whittling them down. I'm only going to kill a few of them just to show the huge amount of XP they give. I was just checking my level real quick there. Yeah, I can do this. There's also other ways you can just kind of basically like fake them out. Because they do have set patterns. And you can kind of do this. And force them. And it is going to take me a while to kill this guy because I'm dealing 1 damage a swing. That's... I don't really want to do this, but I'll pop on the Ares ring. Just to see if it does. I don't even know. It helps. Does help some. Ugh. So yeah, he just tapped me for 107 points of damage. So you can kind of do this and just sort of... These guys are definitely quite tough, but it'll be worth it. That's just to keep my health up. I probably should have ducked there, but... See, took him out. Took a little bit longer, but not too long. But see, I had like I needed like 7.6 thousand experience. And I only needed like 3.1 thousand experience. So helped out a lot. Just in terms, those you can level with them very quickly. Oh, there's another one. Oh, we'll just put the Ring of Ares back on. Just working him. See, this was kind of pretty much any sort of cheap little way to deal them damage. Oh, you would take advantage of entirely. See, he damaged me, and I just leached some stuff off of him. Even though that didn't damage him, it still heals me, which is useful. And there are ways later on where you can actually really tune yourself to take these guys down very, very quickly. I remember one game where I played through this and I wanted to get it much level really quickly. And killing these guys is how you do it. See, I killed 2 of them, I got enough experience to level up. Very useful. And if you can get killing them quickly down, you'll do it no problem. Now, this is the clock tower area. This is the area where you go to fight Dracula eventually, and you have to go and get a bunch of artifacts. I think I mentioned that previously as well. I'll explore this area a little bit. It has the same clock thing as the one in the regular tower, and in fact I'll do that real quick right here. I'm not sure if I actually want to pop into the reverse Alrox quarters and possibly the Coliseum. I might just do that since I'm already here. We'll see what I feel. I'll see what I feel like doing after I do the little thing in here. And it also might depend on whether or not the entrance is open when I come down there. That sometimes has a pretty big bearing on it. But I think not as much kind of weird treachery sort of stuff in here. Just because it's not really, because here it's actually harder to get up to the regular portion than it is to. I'll pop in here. I'm gonna do reverse Alrox quarters. I'll grab another diamond thing along the way. I'm hardly using them now anyway. And then in here, I do believe there are some interesting enemies. I believe I've talked about some of the like floating weapon enemies, and there's one in here that's like really just kind of weird and like tough and kind of strange. It's really neat to actually watch it attack and things. Here it is. It's this one, this Azaghal. Like when you hit it, the noise it makes and how its sword moves around is really cool. It's got these. It has these really neat like slashing motions and stuff. Really don't want to get hit by him because he hurts pretty bad. But the weak point is the handle of his sword, strangely enough. Hit that. And when he dies, he does that. His sword goes into flame. He's dead. Right. I just found it just kind of like it's like such a weird it's like an interesting and like strange little enemy. And this game is like really full of those. I haven't gotten to the reverse library yet, and when I do, like, there are just like so many like just odd enemies in there. Oh, this part, that's the reverse Coliseum. I want to save that. That part is extremely difficult and hard. Getting kind of lazy. Yeah, see, that thing's blade will always hurt you if you touch it, but anytime you attack him, he gets thrown back, so. But still. Poisonous Mist, definitely the most useful. And I think what I'll do is probably actually clear this area, then maybe go back into the Coliseum. The reverse Coliseum, oh man, probably the hardest area in this whole game. Just because there's so many enemies that are like kind of tough and like so like packed together. Another thing about this, like to go into the whole like unique and strange enemies thing, you may have seen that one skeleton that I killed the ghost dancer. He like jumps around, and then like this thing, it's like some sort of like Cthulhu thing or whatever. It's really strange. Just how it attacks you. Sword of Kato, that's some magical sword. It's so weird that it's... But see, it's still not as fast as the Avatar sword, which is really, really fast. As I mentioned, second best weapon in the game. Back out into here. Continue working through here. I don't really feel like dealing with this guy, so I'm just going to do this. Until he dies. Saves me so much effort. I remember trying to kill those guys without it, and it can be really hard if you're not fighting them in the right spot, because if that blade touches you, no matter where it touches you, if the blade touches you, it... okay, they're called Malachi, but the Azaghal is like, if their blade touches you, no matter how it touches you, where it touches you, it hurts you, and it can hurt a lot. And then these Malachis are just like such a weird enemy, just overall. Because of that weird like projectile thing they have. It really hurts a lot to get hit by, but it's also very slow. Yeah, he has some other attacks that are actually pretty hard, which is why I try to lock him down and kill him fairly quickly. And there's the teleportation room. I think I've decided to not call it the transportation. It just seems so odd now that I've had time to think about it, but it's called the teleportation, so that's what it is. Get in here. See here now it's falling down. And not trying to get up somewhere. And see, these are spikes. The interesting thing about these spikes is if I put on the Spike Breaker armor, breaks them. And if you do jump into them in the regular castle, they hurt you as well. It was weird just to kind of see that happen outside of the few areas where it does otherwise, but especially since this is the ceiling in the other one, I always thought it was just kind of some decoration thing. I'll take the other bit of the clock for right now. Let's take that, put my walk armor back on. Oh, in this room. Now, the reverse version of this room is kind of strange because they throw a bunch of these Karasuman. Now, if you remember, this was a boss in an area, and how here they're just regular enemy. Still very easy to beat. I need to make sure that I explored this particular room. But yeah, it still has the same getting hit thing, only now it's not in a small room, so it's a little bit more difficult, but I can always do something like this and catch two of them at once, so. Oh no, I do not want that. And then Medusa heads. Trying to make sure I do as much exploration. Oh, those guys. Those are zombies, but they're very, very special type of zombies. Now, see, I'm not doing the mist here, mostly because this is a big room, and the mist consumes MP fairly quickly, and I can just go as the bat, and now that I have Force of Echo, and just kind of do this and kill them. And there's the Alucard Mail, which, as you remember, is the armor that we started the game with. It's actually not as good as the walk armor at this point, so I'm not going to switch it out. And then I want to make sure I do some full exploration of this room, even though there's not really anything else in here. It's just to make sure that it gets done. I could just kill these Medusa heads, but I'm also feeling a little bit lazy. I think I missed a room. Not a big deal. I'll just go over and do it. That's why I was checking the map so much. Oh, there's a lot of Medusa heads behind me. I'm pretty sure this is just a save room, though. Yep. Which is nice, but now I get full healed. So, always handy. And then I want to pull it. It's at the top physically, but it'll be the top right corner of this room. Ah, stupid Medusa head. Turn me to stone. I'll just kill you real quick. Yeah, see that mess up right there? That was me doing too many things at once and causing things to happen that I didn't really want to happen. Yeah, that eventually, this part eventually leads to the boss. Not gonna worry too much about killing them. Already done it. Shouldn't be missed in case any Medusa head. Now these guys, they're called flying zombies because their torsos actually detach from their bodies, and then their torsos and legs attack you independently. And they also make some really weird noises. The torso just died. Here we go. Here's another one. It makes just this really strange noise. It's very weird. Check that one out. Yeah, like the flying zombies, like just like that concept, like at the time, like totally caught me unaware because I remember I'm like, oh, zombies, whatever, and then like that happened. I was like, what? Floating zombie torsos? What the hell? But it is a pretty neat little idea. Do not really feel like dealing with them. Those Cthulhu monsters. And kind of a bit of a plan was there. If you drag a fight with them out for a little bit, they really start to mess you up. You can really do some powerful attacks. Okay, back here. I'm gonna head back, probably face the boss of this area and finish it up. And then probably go back and do the Colosseum. But now I get to finally get back to my first talk of talking about familiars. I mentioned some of the bat and the demon, and I think I talked a little bit about the floating skull one, which I have. Let's go to the familiar screen. The ghost. He steals health and gives it to you as you level him up. He does it faster. He's okay. I never really mess around with him too much. The fairy kind of like heals you and keeps you alive. And as she levels up, she gets more abilities. And her like final ability is she gets the ability to resurrect a card without needing an item for it, and she can actually be very useful, especially against bosses, especially when if there's certain enemies you're worried about fighting, or if you're still kind of new to the game and not too sure about what enemies do what, and you're still figuring that out. Leveling up the fairy can really help with that because it's sort of like a safety net. But once you know what you're doing, you generally don't need it, and you can kind of really make your own sort of safety net. Now, the boss in the reverse Alrox's quarters here, it's an interesting boss, but it's not a very good boss, not compared to fighting Alrox in the other castle. This weird mummy dude. But basically, his thing is like he does that. Oh wow. Is like he does like that, but like as you, oh jeez, I'm being really bad at this. I could just go into my poison mist, but I'm trying to show something here. Because typically, as you attack him, these like little like poison things come out. You've seen those little, yeah, that. Oh, he has a. But those little poison things come out, and they're really more annoying than anything. But yeah, see that boss fight, he's done. His death animation is pretty cool where the ashes fly away, but overall, it's actually disappointing compared to the fight with Alrox. Then I got the Rib of Vlad. This is a required item. Let's see, I don't remember what this adds to. And it's 10 to Constitution, which helps me with my hit points. So that's neat. Go get... I'll run back and get some exploration on that room to help with my walk armor. And then we'll finish this up, and then I think I will go and do the Colosseum. That actually has a pretty neat little boss fight in it. Probably won't be too hard, my turn state, but you can definitely see what they were going for with it. And if you don't kind of have the make the game easy thing like I have right now, it's actually a pretty fun boss fight. But mind you, that area, the hardest part in that area is getting to the boss. Oh man, like, that is not gonna be easy, I think. It'll certainly be easier with the poisonous mist, but it's not going to be the easiest because there's so many enemies and they're so packed in and they're like tough too. There's a very good chance I could get to a point where like I'm thinking, oh, I'll just float through these guys and damage them, and then I'll run out of MP and be forced to like go through a room or two without it, and I will just get the crap kicked out of me. I think. I don't know if I can breaker, I'll just float. And then also like the music in the Reverse Coliseum, it's like this really weird. It's this really like dark and like morbid kind of thing. Like even for this game, it's like it's like oppressive, I guess is like the best word. We'll be getting to it shortly here, so. Kill that guy. Not gonna use the clock thingy. Now I am in the Reverse Coliseum. Just to give you an idea of how tough some of these enemies are. So we gotta fight these werewolves. Actually, I think I might keep the daggers because a lot of enemies are like that, and I don't know where to stand back. Which, believe it or not, these are coming hard for now, will actually be controllable. And once they do run out, I can just switch to doing the heavy struggles this way, so it'll be that big of a deal. Oh, that's the boss room. Sorry about I'm gonna wait a little bit to show that off. You probably saw that little skeleton in the casket there. I shall wait a little bit. I want to explore this area. Nice try, Rolo. I'm just gonna kill you. How weird it is like going through there. Yeah, you'd think they noticed me just like peppering them with bombs. Eh, I guess not apparently. Ah yes, those white dragons. And that enemy is actually like a throwback to another game in the series. That's not a new sort of thing. In this section, they're a bit of a pain about having this poisonous mist because you have to like knock them back. This is the crap they pull in here. You get this. I don't know what the end is. The dragon thing. Time. I'm not gonna navigate through that. It's actually not going as bad as I thought it was going to. It was either a very good or a very bad sign. Of course, who knows? Maybe it just means all of my experience is really starting to... Oh yeah, this is a room full of... There's a way that I can do this. We're gonna let this werewolf... I know that uses up a lot of my hearts, but it's actually kind of worth it. And it's even funnier is I'm going to be coming right back in here, because I didn't finish exploring over here yet. Oh well. That's okay. This is what happens when you decide to be reckless when you explore, because when after you explore everything, you do crap like that. That's okay. It is not a big deal. Just means I get to kill some more guys. I get a little bit more experience. Hooray! Deal with them. This is kind of the entrance area, which has a bunch of these like Azago kind of guys in it. But remember, there was that one area in the regular version of this that has the secret in the wall. I gotta remember to find that. I know it's in this area, I just don't know precisely where. There it is. So, because it damages things, I can just remember to find stuff like that, which is handy. Fury plate. This is... Yeah, when you take damage, the defense on it goes up. It's kind of weird, because if you're doing the game, if you're fairly good at the game, you really shouldn't be taking damage on that. Kill both of these guys with this. And then just in case anyone at this point is wondering why I didn't, when I found the boss room, I backed out and then decided to go do exploring. When I clear an area, I like to actually explore as much of the area as I can before I do the boss, just that it's like the boss is like the end cap of the area. That's just really a personal preference thing. If I was doing like a speed run or something, which I haven't really done of this game ever, I'm not really into like speedruns and stuff like that. I would certainly just go right there, clear it out, and leave. But it's not what I'm about. So I should leave back to the chapel. We're not gonna worry about that. Okay, I don't really want to risk getting hit there. Another save room, which means full heal and full MP, which is nice. I was trying to do something there, it did not work out, unfortunately. I was trying to do just like a super jump and not really have to use my poisonous mist there, but did not work out the way I had it planned. $1,000, hooray. Not that I need it. throwing thing. Notice I don't really, the only time I ever use those was on that one boss. And outside of that, I really don't. I really just tend to not use them. Stupid thing. Let's try just that little area. Is that where the boss room is? I think so. Oh, I missed an area. I'm not going to worry about killing everything in this room, I'm just going to float through it. Oh, look, a sword. Graham. Is that like graham crackers? No. Still slower. I'm not gonna switch it out. Even though its per hit is faster. And time to go take out these bosses here. This part's cool because those three skeletons, it rotates. And then out come these guys. And it's funny because when you strike them, it's like fake Sipha, fake Grant, fake Trevor, and these are people who are known in like the Castlevania lore, or at least Trevor is in another bit or two. But this is usually actually a pretty interesting fight because you kind of have to work on 3 of them at once. You kind of have to individually take out each of them and avoid their attacks. But I can just do this for now, and they'll all die. So makes that whole fight much easier and faster. So. There's a lot of time, energy, and risk. So we cleared out the reverse Coliseum here. Believe it or not, I'm actually getting through this at a pretty good clip. I'm going to actually have to head back the other way here and work my way down around to some of the areas I have not been to yet, which will be interesting. So let's start doing some making pretty good time here too. Definitely thinking that next episode finishing could be possible. Don't want to guarantee it though. I could see myself saying, "Oh yeah, it's gonna happen," and then something happens in the episode and not able to finish it. So don't want to necessarily be guaranteeing it. Yeah, so rather than doing it all you guys, I've already done that once before. I'm just going to leave. Head that up. And not switching that. Because I have already done it multiple times, so I can head down this way. There I should have filled my hearts back. Make sure I hit these things. Get my hearts filled back up. See, that's another 2 areas pretty much cleared out, and I still got over 20 minutes left in this episode that I can work with. So yeah, definitely making a very good clip through this game. Yeah, see, they'll do that with daggers, and I do not really feel like that guy's gonna show up. I want to make sure I can kill him. Oh, I activated both of them. Rather not resort to using the poison mist thing, because that would take a very long time. Ouch! That was not very nice. got that one. There we go. That's what you want to do with these guys. If you can get that duck in there, and then just kind of let's put it down, and I gained another level as part of it. So that is cool. I'm gonna be heading towards the outer wall here. In fact, those are really the areas I need to finish exploring, basically. The outer wall, the library, and I think that's it. I could be wrong. I will have to see once I come. I really do not want to die. That would be awesome. My health is getting quite low. Yeah, so there's spike traps in there. Very difficult to see. Game gets quite devious this part of the game. Yeah, see? Spike traps. And just to prove it. Spike trap. That doesn't seem... It's like I don't want to admit that, like, really the only area left that I'm kind of seeing is like the outer wall and the library, which seems really odd. But now what I'm gonna do, because I am getting near death here, I'm gonna pop down here real quick and hit up the save point to save my game, and also get my get a nice full heal. So that'll be cool. So I'll save and get healed, which will be very nice. Yeah, it's 15 minutes left in this one. I don't know if I can really officially clear out or not. Oh, yeah, I do have the outer wall, the library, and the keep to finish. I did not do the boss there. I went into the room and then left. I think after that, that's it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it. I've kind of got just about everywhere else. So, yeah, nice try, game. Fell for that before. Okay. Need to finish with this area here. This area doesn't actually have a boss, I believe. Ugh. Yeah, not gonna risk it just to do a super jump to get up here and get this iron ball. Not worth it. Oh, actually, I need to head back in here. Little area I missed. It was important in the regular castle. Allowed me to get to the switch to access the underground cabins, but not gonna get in here. So the door's still there, so you need to have the relic actually with you, actually active, but it's just a meal ticket. But yeah, wow, that's actually this area almost done. About 15 minutes I can work with this episode. Oh, I think what I'm going to try and do is get to a save point in the outer wall and then probably end it. It's a long haul, it's going to take a little while because I can't just zip through it like I can on a regular castle because it's not flat. It's a gigantic pain. But it's just very tedious. I didn't need to do anything there. What am I doing? I am going in the wrong direction. Sorry about that, folks. There's probably some of you shouting at the screen going, "Ah, what are you doing? Turn around." Yeah, that's what happens when you're a moron sometimes. Or when you're not really paying attention. You actually get turned around. That was completely my fault. I just did not really pay attention. That's okay. I can fix it though. Ow. Ow. Okay, there. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's what I did to try and get 5 hearts. Okay, I should probably just do this instead of continuing to mess around, because I have 21 hit points left. And I don't really feel like going to a save point, so I am just going to find an elixir. I know I've got one. There we go. And just use that. Give me a nice little full heal. There. Now I'm back at full health. Yeah, see those traps and whatnot? Oh man, they can rip you apart. So this is the long hallway, the reverse part. This time it's a little bit of a pain just because it's not straight and there's no fast way to it. You have to go along the ceiling and go up and down, up and down. And then you have to deal with the enemies that are along the way too, which can be a bit of a pain. Once I finish this area, that's pretty much it for this section of the game. Yeah, my time it may just be I get to a save point or something and then end it, because I've got about 10 minutes left here. So I do want to... Let's see. This would be traditionally... Oh wait, I can kill the boss in this section and then end it. I think that's what I'll do. Kill the boss here. It's actually a pretty neat little boss. It always reminds me of Duke Nukem, which you'll see. Parenthropus. They actually drop some like really rare stuff, but it's very, very rare. Okay, I'm gonna save just in case we have this boss. But yeah, I think I'll defeat this boss and then probably end the episode, even if it's a little bit early. Don't want to go over horribly long. I could give my 7th episode, so which I wound up doing. There's some technical difficulties in that boss fight. But yeah, here's this boss. It's like referred to as the creature, but it's like Duke Nukem with a hammer. He does like these weird moves. I'm feeling very lazy. Yeah, now he's dead. Oh geez, that barely took a minute. And then I got the Tooth of Vlad. And actually, I've got 4 of the 5 treasures. Yeah, I'm actually almost ready to go and beat the game. Because once I have all of 5 of the treasures, I can then finish. If I have enough time, I can get to probably another save point or something. I think I will deliberately leave this area not finished so that I remember to come back to it. So what I'm going to do is actually head into the library and get the save point there. Then that way I can clear out the library when I come back. Yeah, as I said, this library has this like wide armored dude, these shmoos, which are just like floating heads. They're really just a really weird area. But basically, I'm gonna get to the save point in here, into a save point in here, and then basically end it. Just so them, but yeah, scarecrows, which are literally corpses that bounce on sticks. But I will find a save point in here. And the music is familiar. Anyone who's been paying attention to the music, which you should be if you're watching me play this game. Oh, these things, Tin Man. They're like these things that are like axes. And then when they almost die, like you saw it like transform there. It transforms and starts like shooting these like, it starts like turning like a machine gun, and just stays that way until you like hit, until you like the last hit on it. Then it just dies. And this is where the librarian would be in the old castle, or in the regular castle. But he's not there now. There's no one there, just some items. As soon as I find a save point in here, I'm probably going a very roundabout way of finding it. But that's okay. I'd rather do that, actually fill up my time, than... It's a save point right over here. Yep, in between the two sections of the library. Okay, I just saved, so I'm going to end it even though it's a little bit early. It'd be very difficult to really get too much more done. So, thank you very much for watching this episode. I could definitely see finishing it next episode, although I'm not going to guarantee that. But if not next episode, I really should the one after that. So, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Like the video, all that stuff. Join the Facebook group, Twitter, emails, any suggestions, anything like that. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time.